Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial where I teach you about eyes. How are you going to draw them? But yeah, I guess it's been quite some time since I uploaded any video in this channel. Not regarding the last couple of three maybe time-lapse videos that I uploaded on this channel. The last real tutorial that I uploaded was like 7 years ago. So here I am, I crawled out of my cave to make this tutorial for you guys. So yeah, just wanted to give you a bit of context about me. For now, let's talk about how you can make eyes. So you know how eyes are kind of round if you take them out of their sockets. You usually do that. Don't I? Yeah, just me. Yeah, I'm just kidding. So yeah, basically it's just a circle. So for the purposes of this exercises, I want you to do this to this circle. So basically the idea is to just make a circle kind of like that, and then just do this thing over here, just like that. You're going to want to make sure that I just did it very quickly. So yeah, you probably want to be a bit more accurate in that. And then we're going to put in a quick little iris over here. We got a little bit of a pupil there as well. And the next step is going to be, well, this is not really a step. This is just to show you the different planes of these shapes. So it kind of goes like this, goes inside, goes like this, and then outside, and then round. Now this is probably the most important part of this video. So you're going to want to ingrain these planes in your head, because they're going to teach you the different planes where the light is probably going to be hitting. And well, this is it. I rendered it out just a bit for you guys to see. You're going to also do this thing as well to understand different planes as well. And this shows different planes in the side view. So this thing is this just in the side. So you can see that when the light is on the top, it's hitting the planes that are directly facing the light. So if a plane is facing like this, it's most likely getting hit by light. But it's facing like this, away from the light, yeah, then this plane will be getting hit by the light, but not this one. This one is going to be in shadow. So we can see that this plane, over here, it's not getting hit by the light. And just so we're clear, I'm talking about this plane. This is facing away. This is turning, so it's not being hit by the light. And a lot of people don't know that there is a small plane on the eye that kind of goes out. It like jets outwards, and it does face the light, so it's a bit brighter. The next exercise that you're going to be doing, and I really hope that you do that, is that you're going to be drawing a circle, and just draw crisscross and try to draw this thing in different angles, as many as possible. I'm showing you a couple of examples that I also drew, and just so you can see how this structure will look like from different angles. And I drew this one from the top, and you can see that because of the foreshortening, you can't really see the top lid. Like it's not visible because you're seeing it from the top. And same with the bottom angle, you can't really see this thing over here because of the angle, so you can only see this part right over here. Well, I rendered each one of these examples out properly so that you guys can follow along, and you might be looking at these examples and you might be thinking like, oh yeah, I want to draw that. Like this feels like a really good study. Like this is the step that I want you to spend most of your time on. Like this one is just for, it's for understanding, but this one, like, I know how beginners think. They're like, yeah, this feels very simple. You draw it like 1 or 2 times and you're like, yep, I got it. But like understanding the 3D structure can be a bit more complicated. Like I would see like experts and masters that would be drawing just a cube from different angles well into their like 10 years into their art journey. And yeah, like this thing might seem very simple, but I really want you guys to like sit down and really focus on the 3D shapes and how these shapes will look like when they're turned in 3D space. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys was the shape of the iris, which is like this, but it's like going inside. Like a lot of people don't, notice this thing, but this is how the shape of iris is. So this is from a bit towards the side, same thing. Just showing you guys that this is what the eye is supposed to look like. So the eyeball, the eye thing that's on top of this is going to be going like this. And this is what it looks like from the side. So this is your eyeball, like this is like the transparent part of your eye, and underneath it sits your iris that's a bit convex. So this is from the side, and it might be a bit difficult to understand this shape over here, but it is just this shape but from the side, but very simplified so you can understand it. So this is the eye essentially from the side, and this is your iris, so it's a bit inside. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because the pupil of the eye is most likely never going to be in the center of the eye depending on the angle, because if I draw this ball over here from the front angle, it's kind of like this. From the front, yeah, it's in the dead center, but if I rotate it just a bit, like this, the bottom goes a bit towards the inside, right? This is very important, and this is definitely more realistic. And you might be thinking like you're probably going to be drawing stylized characters, this is probably not as important, but when I was watching Naruto, I did notice that even a simplified animation like Naruto was following this rule. So I'm just going to take this and turn it into a proper eye so you see what I'm talking about. So yeah, I ended up drawing just a bit to show you guys what I was talking about, because I'm worried because I'm drawing so simple over here. You guys might not understand what I'm really talking about. So I guess I had to like draw the eye on top of it so you could understand where everything fits together. So I'm just going to maybe draw a little bit of the eye so you guys can see how I do it if I'm like drawing a very quick version of the eye. So just going to do this, and just focusing on the bigger shapes. This is probably going to be very small on a character, so you can see like I'm not worried about the individual details. This is what the painters think about when they're uh you know painting an eye. They're not worried about making very small incremental details. And you would notice that whenever I draw the highlight on the eye, it's very small, because when there is a specular surface, it's going to have a very tiny, teeny tiny highlight. A lot of people do go overboard and make a really big highlight, which is fine if you're stylizing, but I just wanted to let you know that if you're drawing a bit realistically, you probably want to make sure that the highlight is smaller depending on the specularity of the object you're painting. And specularity just means the roughness of the object. So eye is very smooth, so it's very reflective. So yeah, I could probably spend a bit more time on this thing. I haven't really, like, this ended up being way quicker. I thought I'd be spending like 30 minutes on this thing at the very least, like rendering this out, but I'm surprised. Like, this thing is just good enough for the purposes of just showing you guys how an eye could be drawn when you're like painting a very quick character. So yeah, I guess this gets the job done very quickly. I'm just going to add a teeny tiny bit of a highlight because of the shape of the skull. It gets a bit of light over here, even though it's technically underneath the eyebrow. It does gets a bit of a highlight. And yeah, this is my drawing of an eye that I did, I think mostly live for you guys. Just going to make this part a bit lighter. Don't want to have our character having dark circles under their eyes. And you can just draw these lines for the sake of realism. And you may as well add some eyelashes for the sake of it. I never draw eyelashes if you yeah, I never like drawing them. Even when I do, it's like very thick painterly eyelashes. Well, that's an eye, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if you have any questions, I feel like that's the best way I can teach you guys. If you have any questions about this whole process, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. But one thing is for certain, like if I have to like give you an assignment, I'm going to tell you to like at the very least draw 50 of these. Yes, 50. And then render out like maybe 10 or 20 of these. And then look at the reference and then draw an eye. Don't do it like me. I've drawn so many eyes over the years, but yeah, like try to draw an eye looking at a reference. If you draw something while not looking at the reference, you're probably going to end up making something that looks very terrible. But I have a bit of an experience drawing eyes for a very long time, so that's why it doesn't really look that bad. Even though like yeah, it does lack so many details, but it's very quick, so who cares? But yeah, this is the part of the video where I tell you to follow me on Instagram, because I'm working on a comic book right now. It's called Kirikami. Over here, that's the logo. I love it, and I hope you guys too. I've been working on it for quite some time, and yeah, I constantly post updates about it on my Instagram. And if you want, like, reach out to me. I will help you out on your art journey as much as I can. I'm not the best out there, but if I can help, for sure I will. So yeah, Instagram, very important. Follow me there, and I will hopefully see you next time.